arms and 4 legs. They would double people back to back. And in all the combinations, male, female, 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 and male, male. And they became powerful and arrogant, and the gods became anxious about it and angry, and they sent Zeus to solve the problem. So Zeus took a big sword and split everybody in 2 and sent them on their separate paths. And ever since then, said Aristophanes, humans have been looking for the other part of themselves to make themselves feel whole again, to reintegrate with themselves, to feel comfortable in their skins again, that they feel something is missing, some part of me is missing. So, with that idea in mind, in Massachusetts, I have a gallery in Northampton that shows my photography. We rounded up 100 people and invited them by invitation to come to be photographed by me as their other or secret or hidden or fantasy self. And I photographed 95 of them actually. We have chosen 25 of them. And I also videotaped my conversations with all of them. So we have a 40-minute video and 25 portraits which will be shown at the Museum of Contemporary Art in Massachusetts, in North Adams, Massachusetts, opening next year. And it's called the Secret Selves Project. And that too, those images are on my website as well.
I think a lot of people may be going to Massachusetts
I hope
this summer.
So. See you all there.
So, moving over now to directing, if we can, if that's good. I said it out here, and I'm not sure how many people already knew that, but you directed 3 Men and a Baby.
I did.
You did, and so, and prior to that, you had directed 2, kind of sci-fi genre movies right before that. What are there differences?
Well, I also directed Bill Shatner and T.J. Hooker.
You did. You've done some episodic TV as well.
Yeah. And I directed an episode of something called The Powers of Matthew Starr, which was a short-lived series. Didn't last very long, but I enjoyed doing that. And then you're right, I did Star Trek 3 and Star Trek 4. And then I was hired to do 3 Men and a Baby.
3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah.
And was there what is the difference in doing those kind of stuff? Is there a difference when you're directing a sci-fi versus a comedy drama?
Well, sure. The science fiction projects always include special effects and computer-generated images that you don't use typically when you're doing a comedy. So the projects are much more complicated, much more expensive to do, much more time-consuming. You have a much broader canvas to work on, a much more theatrical canvas to work on than you do when you're directing something like 3 Men and a Baby, which is very contained, mostly in an apartment, 3 guys and a baby and whatever.
Cute baby. It's very cute baby.
Cute baby,
Cute baby. Well, now, you talked about directing T.J. Hooker, and you talked about directing Star Trek 3 and 4. Those are...
The most fun was doing T.J. Hooker because I got to tell Bill Shatner what to do.
How difficult is it to direct Friends because of that? I mean, what was that like to do T.J. Hooker and to do Star Trek 3 and 4?
I think it's fair to say that when I was hired to direct Star Trek 3, the cast, not just Bill, but I think the cast, sort of raised an eyebrow the way Spock might say, oh really? What's this going to be all about? Does he know what he's doing? And is this going to be an ego trip or something? Well, it worked out great. We had a good time together, and we made 2 films together, the whole bunch of us. It worked out great. But it started out with a little bit of a question about how's this going to work.
I think those are some of, I think from fan perspective, those are some of the most amazing ones.
Well,
I mean, they're all great.
I thought Star Trek 2 was a terrific movie, and I'm very proud of 4. 3 was a kind of a transitional film. It had to be made because Spock had died in 2. We had to get him back, so we had to do the search for Spock. And how do you do the search for Spock without finding him? You know, so so it was kind of a predictable movie. But Star Trek 4 was also a lot of fun about the